Thank you for your interest in these incredible machines. They have supported us in war and peace. Let us remember those heroic crews too. The Armstrong Whitworth AW-27 Ensign was a British four-engine monoplane airliner and the largest airliner built in Britain during the interwar period. The British airline Imperial Airways requested tenders for a large monoplane airliner with 4 Armstrong Siddeley Tiger engines in 1934. Armstrong Whitworth designed the Ensign to seat up to 40 passengers for the airline's European and Asian routes, while also carrying airmail. It connected Britain with seaplane flights that continued on to Australia and South Africa. Early operations were hindered by mechanical problems, and modifications only ever marginally improved performance and reliability. During the Second World War, the Ensigns were operated by the British Overseas Airways Corporation, which had been formed out of the merger of Imperial Airways and British Airways. The type would be flown between Britain and various locations in the Middle East, Africa, and India, often in support of military operations. During 1940, 3 Ensigns were destroyed by enemy action, while 1 would be captured in 1942 and subsequently operated by the French. The Ensigns were retired following a final passenger flight in June 1946, and the remaining aircraft were scrapped the following year. The Ensign was a high-wing cantilever monoplane of light alloy construction and an oval fuselage with a conventional tailplane. The cantilever structure of the wings was built around a single massive internally braced box spar attached directly to both the front and rear ribs. The leading edge of the wing was metal, but aft of the box spar, the wing was covered by fabric, as were the tailplane and fin. Otherwise, it featured semi-monocoque construction, using a combination of stressed skin, transverse frames, and longitudinal stringers. The wing was recessed into the top of a very deep fuselage, while tubular girders provided the floor with the necessary strength. The Ensign had a hydraulically retractable undercarriage which folded into the nacelles of the inner engines and a castoring tail wheel. Considerable difficulties with the retraction mechanism were encountered, and the wheels on the undercarriage were the largest to have been produced in the UK at that time. While most components were designed and manufactured by Armstrong Whitworth, the 16 hydraulic jacks used for the flaps, undercarriage legs, locks and doors were Lockheed units sourced locally. Retraction was often uneven and unpredictable, and took significantly longer than specified. The cockpit seated 2 pilots, side by side, who were provided with dual controls, along with a radio operator seated sideways behind the co-pilot, on the right side of the aircraft. The radio operator had a Marconi wireless transmitter receiver, radio direction finding equipment, and on Empire routes, also operated a shortwave radio. It was intended for the Ensign to be operated by a crew of 5 with 2 pilots, a radio operator, a steward, and a flight clerk. On the eastern route, a second steward replaced the flight clerk. Thanks, you have reached the end of the journey. Take care, see you pretty soon. Safe flight.